All right, welcome back, guys. We're BigSound 2019, and I'm here today with Wither. How are we all?
Doing good, man.
So you're up here for the showcase. How do you feel about being a Melbourne band coming up and playing a Brisbane showcase?
Pretty privileged, I think. When we found out that BigSound wanted us to come play a couple of showcases, we were all very flabbergasted.
What were you doing at the time when you got the email or the call?
It was either probably like playing World of Warcraft or crying, me personally anyway, one of the two. But yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing.
I can't remember. I was just, completely amazed. Just very taken back.
Oh, that's wicked. That's so cool seeing, the talent, being able to come up here. And how was the trip up? Was it an easy one or?
Look, it was pretty easy up until the baby started screaming right next to me on the plane, and then it was not easy from there on in. But I'm glad we're here, so that's all I can say.
There you go. That's what you want. That's all you can.
Sorry for all the screaming, man. I couldn't help it.
It's been a pretty big year for you guys. You followed up your EP last year with the new track Use Me. And how was the reception for the single band? I know you had your launch just last month. How was that?
It was unreal. I think we kind of forgot or didn't really take into consideration or didn't even really think about before that show that there's a whole new live element to playing a new song. And when we finished Use Me at the launch, like the crowd was so loud. And we were each of us were just so like stumped and stoked with that, like having people scream back at us like that was phenomenal. Like,
so would you say that's one of your favorite songs to play live, or?
Yeah, at the moment, definitely, yeah, for sure.
I think it was just like really incredible to see, but so surprising at the same time just to see a crowd like that for us, considering we've only been around playing shows for not even a year. Like that, and the bands that played before us was scary as hell to play after Diamond Construct. But like that band is insane. But I don't know, it's just really, really cool to see that how it's caught on with some people and see that people are so receptive to it. It's pretty insane to think about.
That's really wicked. And do you have much experience playing Brisbane, or how do you find the crowds up here?
So we played one show in Brisbane with Diarte's Murder like 2 months ago or something along those lines. And that was the first show on the tour. So a lot of nerves and jitters between all of us. But that show was awesome. And we actually played Use Me. It hadn't come out yet, but we played that song on that tour. And that was the first show that we'd ever played Use Me, was in Brisbane. And the response, the live response from the crowd for that song, despite them never having heard it before, was phenomenal. We still talk about it now, actually. We still talk about it now. Yeah.
When the breakdown at the very end kicks in, there was one dude. There's obviously a little bit of silence between the notes, and there's just one dude, and I remember it so clearly, this guy going, "Fuck!" And it was like, oh, holy shit, like that, cool, we're doing it right, we're doing well. Like,
Definitely one of my favorite moments on stage, that show, for sure.
No, that's so sick. And I guess how is the hometown crowds, apart from the single launch, like how has it been consistently? Don't make this shit up.
Spontaneous. Sorry, what was the question?
I forgot myself.
Distracted by the bird.
Said you were friends of Rob songs. How are the hometown crowds and the rest of the tour with Diart? How was that was that your first big boy tour as Wither?
That was our first tour ever as Wither. I mean, we played Adelaide and Sydney before that, just one-off shows, but that was our first tour. Melbourne was definitely like outstanding on the Diart tour, but also the Use Me show. Like, Melbourne, obviously being a Melbourne band, we get a lot of love in Melbourne, which we super appreciate. And but yeah, Melbourne goes hard, man. Like it goes real hard.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. How is it being in Wither as opposed to your own solo projects? Is it a bit difficult to give someone more creative or less creative freedom?
I mean, usually the songwriting process usually starts with me just brain dumping as many ideas as I can kind of out, and then showing the boys, and then whichever ones stick, we kind of all choose to, work on together as a group, and they'll tell me which bits suck and which bits they like, and then we just build from there. But yeah, it's just lots of brain dumping, lots and lots.
Wicked.
I think as well, Use Me was the first song that we all, because we kind of booked in the video for that song, and then we're like, shit, we should probably write the song. Hey? And so we all had to we put that pressure on ourselves, and it wasn't a stressful kind of pressure, but we all that brought us all together a lot quicker with writing. Like that felt to me personally like it was a bit more everyone involved in the room. I think that itself is just kind of proven now, like with working on other stuff, that we're still learning how we're gonna, like, we're still progressing through the whole writing process. Because, like, I mean, Jamie, like, the whole, and David, I guess, essentially, and Weaves with the drums. It's like the last record was those guys, and now we're kind of like working. It feels like we're working towards more of everyone building that. Like, we're still a new band, and it's like we've worked in all these other bands, but doing that together is finding the right groove with it all too.
And I guess lyrically, how different is it from your typical Belhaven type of stuff?
I just kind of like to think of it as like a much darker shade of the way that I would usually express myself. So it's all coming from the same person, but it's a very, very darker take, and they're the thoughts that I usually very much keep to myself. So Wither is a great opportunity for me to vent.
Like cathartically.
Oh, very cathartically, yeah. It's so it toes the line between like cathartic and borderline painful, honestly, but it's a pretty extreme and intense experience.
When you're working on a song, how strenuous can it be?
Use Me specifically was it was something that the lyrical topic, I suppose, or like content, was something that we all before I started writing it, we actually all agreed on it together. We discussed it. I like pitched the idea, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that resonates with me personally." Like, it's something that we're all really passionate about, or not really passionate about, but we all feel, and that kind of encouraged me and drove me, and that was very cathartic. Writing that song was much more cathartic than painful.
Just because it was the first set of lyrics that you wrote that wasn't like story based or anything like that. It was like completely honest and genuine kind of things coming straight from you, which is really, really cool.
And do you find you've learned more together?
For me, I mean, I'm not in like another band at the moment personally, but I can say that I have learned more in my time in Wither than any other time kind of spending music, definitely.
I feel like I'm learning a lot about the different personalities and creative personalities there are out there to join with and write with, and appreciate that. I'm learning a lot, actually. Yeah, learning heaps.
You played the BigSound showcase this week. Have you got much on the set that's new or spicy that people haven't heard before?
We're playing a live exclusive song, so if you haven't seen us live before, you definitely haven't heard the song. But otherwise, playing our favorites of the songs that we have released as well. Yeah, I think, specifically out.
No, that's wicked. This is one that all of you can answer. When it comes to a mosh pit, are you more of a push pitter or are you a wall of deather?
I'm a wall of death.
Yeah, you gotta love a wall of death.
Is it? Are you going to be the one to instigate it, or you just?
Definitely not. I'll watch from stage if possible.
Bush pit for sure, unless I see David in the middle of a wall of death, and then definitely wall of death.
I would it's definitely a wall of death thing, but I'm that like dumbass. It's like standing in the middle, like, yeah, come on, like waiting for people to run.
Invincible.
Yeah, just I don't know why, but that's it's just like I just really wanted in those situations. Don't know why.
Amazing. At least it's something to come up with a souvenir, broken nose or whatever it may be.
It's those reasons why I don't actually do it. But like I did it once, and it's like never again, like ever again. So.
Yeah, I would instigate that wall of death to demolish Liam, I reckon.
And what song would it be in particular that you'd wall of death to, do you reckon?
If Job for a Cowboy ever play again, it would probably be Entombment of a Machine, I reckon.
Do you have anything else coming out this year, or is you just set it all in motion for 2020?
I can't spill all the beans, can we? Can't spill all the beans. We've got a lot of writing to do, that's for sure. Lots of writing to do, yeah.
Do we know if it's an EP or an album?
It's something.
It's a record.
Songs, yeah, it's a record, yeah.
Audio. Get amongst it.
Able to listen to it, yeah.
You're gonna release it in Braille.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, I'd back that. I don't know how I'd back it. I don't know how I'd review it, but I'd do it. We'd find a way.
You could review it in Braille.
Yeah. I'd have to learn Braille.
It's alright.
Do you know anyone's teaching?
I mean, I could learn Braille and teach you.
Hey, we have new Braille lessons
we got
here.
all the time in the world, man. We got all the time in the world.
I'll probably put it on hold for a bit, but that's cool.
No, we'll just push back the release. That's fine.
That's
cool.
There we go. It's my fault that we won't listen to any new Wither for the next 3 years. I'm not a very quick
How
learner.
long it takes to learn? Oh man,
I don't
okay.
know. How long is it going to take for you to
I
learn?
mean, I'm trying to learn Japanese at the moment. I've been doing that for like 6 months, and right now I can say bathtub.
And how do you say bathtub in Japanese?
Furo.
Furo. I've just learned Japanese. This has been an experience for not only yourselves but me. Holy crap! I just learned so much here. I'm gonna.
And the bird.
And then the bird.
Let's not
So
forget the
cooked.
bird.
Yeah, thank you again, guys, for taking some time out of your day and chatting with me and just filling in some questions that I have. Is there any parting words? It's a good parting
Good. Yeah. No. Hopefully, see you at a showcase or two.
Oh yeah, I might have to rock up and instigate one of these deathies.
Yeah. These deathies. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's the perfect parting sentence. Instigate these deathies. Cut.